This is Sheba McCants with Local Sounds TV. I'm sitting here with a good friend of mine and local musician, Brandon Beebe. How are you doing today, Brandon?
I'm doing really well, Sheba. Thank you.
It's good to see you. I'm excited because in my hands I am holding on to your debut album. The album's called In This Place, and I'm excited. I've known you for a while, and I know and I can understand the work that it might take to produce your own album. And so I just want to congratulate you on that. Excellent. I wanted to talk to you. I was looking through your album notes, and you've got some excellent collaborations on this album and really, maximized on the local talent that we have here in Madison. Could you just talk to me about some of the artists that you've worked with on the album?
Well, sure. Yeah. If I can remember. Well, first off, there's Jordan Cohen, who is in a group called Chance, which is, I guess, kind of a solo dubstep kind of project. And he plays with Mama Digdown's brass band. And then I've got Annie Apples, who I've sang with in the Prince band and among other bands as well. And then there's some people from the Amphibians. Yeah, of course, the Amphibians. I play with them as well. This is a Brazilian samba group. And there's Josh Polturek, Kyle Traska, and Dave Scogan. Dave Scogan just plays a crash cymbal on there, but I like to say his name because he's a rock star. And Ida Joe played a little bit of violin, and Scott Lamps helped engineer, and he played bass and sang some backups on the first two tracks that were recorded for the album when they were just in demo form that eventually got finished for the album.
That's excellent work. I mean, we really come from such a strong town in terms of musicians, and so I'm glad that you've done that. That you could have gone at it alone, and I think it's important to really use some of that local talent and maximize on that. So that's always good to see. I know this can be a loaded question for a debut album especially, but I really wanted to ask you about some of your inspiration for the album content. So if you can just touch on that briefly and just tell us kind of what were some of your inspirations and things that moved you to create?
Well, lyrically and thematically, it comes from a place, I guess the emotional core of the album is kind of a place of loss and trying to overcome that and get to a better place and, kind of feeling stuck in that place for a while and then moving on beyond that. And there are a couple songs that don't really relate to that theme, but I think the emotional core of the album is that. And certainly the cover artwork kind of relates to that as well, especially the song Ghost, the second song on the album. And musically, though, I mean, it's that is a loaded question. It's really hard for me to say. I mean, contemporary artists that I like a lot are like, Bon Iver, Iron and Wine, kind of that. There's this guy called Scott Matthews that not a lot of people know about, and Ray LaMontagne's album Till the Sun Turns Black. But also, Cat Stevens and the Beatles. It ranges. Of course, I've got Afro-Brazilian stuff on there too. So.
That's excellent. Ray LaMontagne, that man's amazing. Bon Iver, I'm just starting to listen to. I know you were compared to him in a recent article that was in Local Sounds magazine, so that's interesting. I just wanted to touch on sort of what your plans are for distributing your music. As a consumer, maybe as a person who enjoys music, how can we find your album? What kind of websites or digital media are you using to distribute?
Well, I went through this thing called Reverb Nation, and it's submitted to like 40 different digital stores, including iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, and probably 30 ones that I've never heard of before. So it's going to be pretty well covered. I might do Bandcamp as well, just to cover all the bases that I can without having a label.
All right, excellent. So we know exactly where to find it.
I should interrupt you for a second. I should also mention that I'm going to try and get the physical album in local coffee shops and local stores as well. And, of course, I'll be selling them at my shows.
Excellent. Now, before we get to our live performance, Brandon's going to do a couple pieces for us just so that we can kind of get a feel for what his music is going to sound like before you attend his shows. I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your songwriting process. I understand that you do write your own music. And I just wanted to talk to you about kind of what that's been like for you, and also in the process of composing and arranging your own music, sort of like, how do you go about writing a song?
Well, it's always different each time. Definitely on this album, before the arrangements were done, the songwriting itself was done, and that means, you know, the chord structure and the lyrical content and the melody. But then beyond that, it's just a matter of, you know, painting kind of a picture that's in your mind. It's just this imaginative thing that happens, and you just, you know, layer things on. And I was kind of going for a bit of a, I didn't mention this, but a Nick Drake kind of thing too with the strings. I happened to meet a couple of really good string players out on the West Coast, and I just thought, you know, it would have a great opportunity to kind of, you know, involve that sound in the album. So then just layers and upon layers get done, and it's just a matter of like whatever deepens the emotion of the song and colors it in a certain way to like deepen that emotion, I think, and also to add interest for repeated listenings.
Well, fabulous, Brandon. I really thank you for your time. We would love to have you on Local Sounds maybe in 6 months after your album's been out for a while, just to talk to us again about sort of the journey of creating this debut album and seeing this play out in the community. So, well, thank you so much, and congratulations on your debut. Brandon Beebe in this place. Check him out.
Coughing birds singing under clear brown skies. Of course they're happy here. It's so much better here. Join the herds who flock to find the better life. And we'll be so happy here. It's so much better here. Oh yeah, someday you'll read my name among the stars on the walk of fame. But to reach the dream, we'll sacrifice our souls, or keep on failing as we grow old, getting old. To be so close and yet to be so far away, its scent intoxicates and leaves you wanting more. But living life behind the wheel, I suffocate. The scattered neon trees and concrete rivers flow. Make a friend if you can show a path to fame by who you know. 'Cause in a place like this, I hate to be alone. And lately I just feel like going home. Home. 'Cause the moon over the 405 won't smile for me tonight. And if it did, I couldn't see it anyway. I can't find the angels I came here looking for. I lost myself to the fairy tales. Oh, there is nothing for me in this place. 'Cause in a place like this, I hate to be alone. And lately I just feel like going home. Cause the moon over the 405 won't smile for me tonight. And if it did, I couldn't see it anyway. And I can't find the angels, I can't keep looking for them. I lost myself to the fairy tales. Oh, oh, oh. There is nothing for me in this place.